And we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to Virtual Design Master Season 4. This is another exciting year. Hard to imagine that it's been a year, but just the same, here we are again. I'm very pleased to have our usual players with us today. We have the entire Virtual Design Master creative team. If you don't already know me, my name is Eric Wright. I am at Disco Posse on Twitter. I'm the author of DiscoPosse.com and a few other things. And of course, we have our the rest of our creative team here along with me. We have Angelo Luciani. Angelo, tell us about yourself and reintroduce yourself to the crowd. Did we lose Angelo? We lost Angelo. All right, Melissa, introduce yourself to everybody and say hello.
Hello, everybody. Melissa, I am the creative director. I've gotten a reputation for being somewhat evil on the internet from the challenges I create for Virtual Design Master. My goal is not to be evil. My goal is to just, challenge our competitors to try something new. And you can find me on Twitter at vmiss33 and on my blog at vmiss.net.
And what we'll do is we'll introduce Angelo in his in absentia, since he seems to be frozen up on the screen below. Of course, Angelo Luciani. If you don't already know him, he's the Selfie King, community leader at Nutanix, and he is at Angelo Luciani on Twitter. Also, the author of VirtueWise.com. So we've got a fun-packed show ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look back over. What does this all mean to us? It's a question that I like to ask myself in why we do a lot of these community events. Melissa, maybe if you want to start, what does Virtual Design Master mean to you as somebody who kicked off the idea quite literally?
Really, it's just another vehicle for all of us in the community to try our hands at something that maybe we don't do in our day job, or maybe that we want to do but we haven't had a chance or get a chance to play with a new technology. And that's coming up with, a design, and then, in some challenges, implementing it, and other challenges, just providing a paper design. It really depends on the challenge. So I like to throw a different variety of there between hands-on and actually going through the formal design process. It's really helpful for a bunch of people, for the people who want to become an architect in their day job but don't have an opportunity to practice, or maybe those who aspire to some, higher level design certifications like VCDX or NPX or something at that level.
And it's truly been a pathway to that for a lot of our folks, which is exciting to see. It's something that we had an idea. Angelo and I sat together and came up with this concept, and we've seen it through to fruition along with a great community of folks around us. We did lose Angelo to a power surge. Don't worry, we don't believe it's zombie related. We can't confirm.
I hope it's not zombie related.
That would be a terrible start to the season. We would like to keep him for at least one more season before we have him sawed off. Of course, the important part of this is not only a community of competitors and participants and supporters, but further up the stack, we have a lot of great sponsor supporters who've really seen the vision that we do in building a great community. And with that, I want to introduce our Season 4 sponsors that have joined us so far. As you know, we tend to pick up a few along the way because of spot prizes and other exciting things. We are very proud this year to welcome VM Turbo as our grand prize sponsor, and they're presenting a $1,000 gift, which of course is built to be used towards a high-level certification, whether that's VCDX, NPX, or perhaps AWS Solutions Architect, professional level, or any sort of designation of your choice. Along with VM Turbo as our grand prize sponsor, we have Jason Langer coming back as a now 3-time sponsor. Jason's a great community contributor. He is at virtuallanger.com, and Jason is a really good fellow, not to be confused with Chad Sakich, which if you catch him in person, you may misplace him. We also have Timothy Patterson. Timothy is at AWS Champ on Twitter, and Timothy actually was the winner of Season 2. And he joins us as a sponsor supporter, and perhaps maybe we'll see him in a guest judging opportunity at some point. And he's going to provide a $200 AWS credit, as well as mentoring towards an AWS Solutions Architect professional exam. So big thanks to Timothy for putting his hat in the ring, and we're very excited to have him a part. Stephen Villion, if you don't know Stephen, he actually is the Season 3 winner. And Stephen's providing a Pluralsight subscription for anybody who is the winner of his prize. And even more exciting, Stephen knows the commitment required to support a Virtual Design Master. So to the spouse, partner, or family of the Virtual Design Master competitor of choice, they're going to win something fun, whether it's a massage package or a dinner outing. It's a great way to help to reward those around us who help to support us through these kind of events. And we also want to welcome Kudzo. This is led out by Luigi Tiano and Ernesto, I think it's Pellegrino, and I apologize if I mispronounced that. So the Kudzo team are providing a $250 Amazon gift card. And that, again, is going to be a spot prize winner somewhere throughout the event. So that's very exciting for us. We've got a great array of sponsors who are here supporting us already. And again, we may see some pop up along the way as we typically do. And with that, I'd like to welcome the not-so-zombie-eaten Angelo Luciani back to the table.
They didn't get to you, did they, Angelo?
I think they did. I tell you, boy, what timing, eh?
Power lines, maybe?
I actually had a power surge in the house that actually knocked out the power for a few minutes. So I think it must be the home lab or something. But boy, talk about timing.
We need some resiliency. Perhaps you need a Virtual Design Master to build a good backup for you.
Boy, oh boy.
So, Angelo, if you want to reintroduce yourself to the crowd here, and then we're going to get on to taking a look at some of the challenges.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Eric. Can you believe it? Season 4. Like, this is just unbelievable. I remember when the three of us were just sort of thinking about the idea of Virtual Design Master and how we could help folks with it, and now we're into Season 4. Like, this is unbelievable. In fact, some of us are already thinking about Season 5, so that could be an anniversary season or something. But yeah, so folks, I'm on Twitter at Angelo Luciani. Check out the blog, virtuize.com, and with that, I'll just pass it back to Eric.
All right. Well, we wouldn't be anywhere without what many in the community describe as a little bit of evil. And with that, maybe, Melissa, you want to talk about the challenges behind Virtual Design Master, and maybe let's kind of do a quick recap over what has led some of the folks to where we are today.
Yeah, so the challenges, like I said, we're trying to get you new skills in design, architecture, hands-on, a new technology, maybe something, like a hot topic like Docker or OpenStack. And around that, we've kind of wrapped a storyline. And I don't think there's anybody who hasn't heard of The Walking Dead, so I have to admit I was kind of inspired by Walking Dead and all the zombie stuff going on a whopping 4 years ago. So I saw something about this Virtual Design Master Challenge on Twitter, actually, and they were asking for ideas for challenges. So I submitted an idea where the zombie apocalypse had happened, and you needed to rebuild the Earth's infrastructure, but the only thing you could find was a warehouse of 5-year-old hardware. So with that, I became the creative director of Virtual Design Master. So later on, in Virtual Design Master, we were focusing on, we realized we can't fight these zombies, so we focused on evacuating Earth and ending up on the moon.
Right.
And then once we got to the moon, we realized, the moon's not going to house what's left of the human race, so we colonized Mars. We got to Mars and we colonized it. And then finally, at the end of Season 3, we figured out how to eliminate the zombie threat. So hopefully we'll be able to take our planet back soon.
And I like to say that we got to Mars before SpaceX.
We did.
Let that be known.
We were there first.
Yeah, you got it.
And of course, where would we be in competition without competitors? We've seen quite an array of folks that have joined us throughout the 4 years now. And with that, we're going to list out this year's competitors in somewhat random order because there are folks that we already know today. There's some new folks that are kind of joining the Virtual Design Master community. And it's always fun because we've got a couple of folks that are also rejoining us from a couple of previous editions. So this year, we would like to welcome, to start with, Kellen Dam. So Kellen is at Kellan, Kellandamm on Twitter. We're excited to welcome Kellen aboard. We also have Stalin Pena, Stalin_Pena on Twitter. We'll post all of the links to everybody's competitive page as well as their Twitter handles so folks can get in contact with them. Make sure you give a little shout out. We have Manuel Huertin, who is joining us this year. We also have Sean Bravener, that's SEAN_Bravener. Paul Woodward Jr. If you don't already know Paul, he's part of the Wisconsin VMUG team. I was actually lucky enough to meet Paul. He's at ExploreVM on Twitter. We have Valdecir Carvalho joining us. He is HomeLab ER, so it's HomeLab ER on Twitter. We have Gareth Edwards. Gareth is Gareth Edwards 86. And as mentioned, we are welcoming back Harsh Gupta. So it's HAREZZEBRA, or ZZ if you're a Canadian like myself. Harsh is rejoining us again from Season 3, so we're very excited to watch the evolution of Harsh as he really grew a lot throughout Season 3, and we're excited to see whether he's going to be able to go the distance and make it all the way to the finals this time. Katerina Wagnerova, she is _CatCaw_ KATKAW. Luis Ayuso, he is LAUSO AYUSO on Twitter. Thomas Casa, or Casa, it's TOMAS_KASA. Stanislav Majlik, he is it's STANL3Y_ on Twitter. And again, our final competitor for this Season 4 is rejoining us from Season 3, Lubomir Zvolensky. He is Lubo Zvolensky, ZVOLENSKY on Twitter. So welcome back to Harsh and to Lubo, and welcome for the first time to all of our competitors. This is going to be an exciting season because we've got some real talent among the pool. And I tell you, if you talk about talent, maybe Angela, if you want to, let's do a quick recap on who's walked away as Virtual Design Masters in previous seasons.
Yeah, so Season 1, if everyone can recall that way back, we had Akmal from India win, and boy, what stands out with Akmal is some of the environmental challenges he had to deal with. In fact, I think a couple times he was on, his power went out, during the live defense session. So he really struggled with a lot. We were so proud of him to pull through and win Season 1. Season 2, we had Timothy win, who was really, I was really pleased to see him really press on, and he was really good at taking the feedback from the judges and incorporating it into future designs, and sort of really learning where to go with design. So it's great to see Timothy. And last year's winner, Steven from Europe, who I think his designs were would you say the most funniest, maybe, or had the most commentary in it, like in his.
He definitely got into the spirit of the challenge. I will say that.
Yeah, so that was fun to see. So that was Steven, and this year, it's up for grabs, folks. It's up for grabs.
Now we've got supporters, we've got a community, we've got competitors, and with that, of course, how can you possibly have a competition if you don't have someone to help along and judge the results? So, Angela, you want to introduce our judges for Season 4?
Yeah, so I'm happy and proud, excited to announce Season 4 judges. And this first judge, let me just say, has been with us for quite a while. He's a huge community advocate, huge community contributor, always looking to help folks with their studies, growing as an IT person, IT leader. That would be Renee Van den Bedum, VCDX 133. Pretty excited to have him on board as a judge. Our second judge, who's in the education field as well, who has always given great feedback to the participants, Brian Kirsch. Third judge, Edward Helicki. Many folks know him for his expertise in the security field, so that we might be tipping our hat a little bit there on some future challenges. So that's something we look forward to. And of course, additional guest judges will join us throughout the competition. So really excited there.
Exactly. It's so yeah. So folks who want to give a shout out, of course, we can find Brian. He's at BC Kirsch, KIRSCH on Twitter, and Edward. There's definitely. I figured that with Edward Haletke that would be an easy one to get, but he is actually at TexIWill, TEXIWILL. And you can find Edward's work over at the Virtualization Practice, where they run an analyst firm, and they do a number of different things. Well, we know who's with us, we know who's judging us, we know who's sponsoring us, and with that, it's time to dish out a little bit of evil to get us started. So with that, Melissa, you want to get us rolling?
I just have to say, it wasn't that evil, because when I was writing this challenge, I came up with some really, 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 that I would even call evil stuff. Like, it was up there. But, you know, I decided that it was not the place for challenge 1. It might come back later in the season, but this is a nice challenge to get us all started. So we've had quite a journey through the first 3 seasons of Virtual Design Master. We've had to survive the zombie apocalypse and evacuate the planet. We've had to support human life on the moon and on Mars, and now we're getting back to Earth. We ended last season by giving the zombies a taste of their own medicine, thanks to Steven, last season's Virtual Design Master. The zombie antivirus was applied by the Zombie Assassin system. Over the last year, we've monitored the zombies closely, and it seems most of them just no longer exist. So it's time to take back our planet. But before we can, we need an infrastructure to support recolonization. Does everybody remember the warehouse of 5-year-old hardware from Season 1? Now it'd be like 9 years old. Don't worry, we can't use it anymore. Luckily, our billionaire friend has been recruiting to rebuild his empire, and his first order of business is data center hardware. Since we're starting from the ground up, you can use any type of hardware you would like, even if it doesn't exist yet. While the sky's the limit, remember to justify your hardware decisions. Unfortunately, we're still limited by software, so you can use any cloud software suite that exists today, and you can just assume that it's going to work on the new hardware. We need you to prepare a multi-site environment for the world's new infrastructure. Your primary site is on Earth, wherever you would like it to be, and your secondary site is on the moon. The most critical application we have is called the Humanity Link software suite. This consists of 3 front-end web servers, 1 database, and 2 application servers. Performance of this software is paramount. The environment also must support 25 web servers, 5 databases, and 10 application servers. So I don't think that's so bad.
I think that everybody's got a fair start, and you really cover the bases. Angela, what do you think? Does that think that's a safe start for everybody?
I think that's a great starting point. I don't think it's
Did you all think I was going to make them use like 10-year-old hardware now?
Yes.
I thought about that too. That wasn't the super evil thing I came up with, but I thought about that one too.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was going. Lots of hard work ahead, that's for sure.
And of course, one of the challenges around it's anything goes, and the most limiting thing you can be given sometimes is freedom. So of course, for all the folks that want to take a look at the previous challenges, maybe to get some ideas, all of them are hosted on the GitHub site. So if you go to virtualdesignmaster.io, there's a link on the main page, and actually we'll put a link on the nav bar to the GitHub, so you can take a look at some of the previous editions, and maybe that'll give you a little bit of guidance. But we can tell you that it's all about your designs, your decisions, and Melissa's little tiny taste of evil this time around as we kick off Challenge 1. So Angela, you think, are we ready for this one?
I think so. I think there's a lot of sleepless nights ahead, and I think I even saw that on Twitter. A few folks already started preparing for those sleepless nights. But I've always said this from day one, just remember to have fun, learn as much as you can, ping other competitors as much as you can to a certain degree, but really have fun and just go all in.
Exactly, because first and foremost, we are a community. So if there's something you want to try, maybe a piece of hardware you want to base something off in this challenge, but you don't know how it works, send out a tweet.
Yep.
Someone will help you. We'll figure it out.
Yep, you got it.
So as far as deadlines go, everybody's going to get their published challenge shortly via email, and we will publish the deadlines for entry. And we will be right here in another just under a week, and we are going to take a look at the next event where we actually introduce you to the judges, and we're going to review the results and submissions of challenge number 1. So this is pretty cool. I'm excited for it. So Angelo, Melissa, here we are again. We're ready, and it's going to be fun. So for all the folks that are watching live, thank you. And for all the folks that are watching this on recap, again, thank you for your support of Virtual Design Master. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us out to continue to grow this great community. And we will see you all on episode number 2. Keep watching virtualdesignmaster.io and follow us at VDM Challenge on Twitter. And we'll see you all next week.